Time now for the Sunday Roundtable here on OTR, and respecting social distancing again, we are joined by Democratic political analyst Marianne Marsh, Republican political analyst Virginia Buckingham, and Ginny, by the way, is the author of a newly published memoir, On My Watch. It is the story of her personal journey in the aftermath of 9/11. She was the head of Massport at the time, and this book comes out at a time when the nation is once again under attack. So Ginny and Marianne, thank you for joining us, and Ginny, congratulations on the book.
Thanks. And I actually got a copy right here, and it's the first book she signed.
I was going to say, she autographed it for you, right? Very good.
So both of you heard House Ways and Means Chairman Richard Neal this morning. Do you think he's got his fingers on the pulse of what's happening in D.C.? And is this message essentially good news, or is it bad news for us? Let's start with you, Marianne.
Well, he does, clearly. And the fact is, Richie Neal, as chairman of Ways and Means, is in the middle of every one of these negotiations for these relief packages, the ones that have passed, the ones that are about to pass, and the ones going forward. That's good for the country, and it's good for Massachusetts, and here's why. Because of Richie Neal, as he talked this morning, hospitals are going to get relief in this next package. They weren't going to get it. Republicans didn't want to provide any funding for hospitals, only to small businesses. Hospitals are saving thousands and thousands of lives every day. How could we not give them the funding that they need when they don't have the other resources that they need? So the fact that he's at the table working this out is a really good thing for everybody.
But Ginny, is it essentially good news or bad news that he offered? I mean, he did say that the states are probably not going to get a lot more money in this next bill. What's your take on it, Ginny?
Well, he also said there's probably going to be a fourth package and a fifth package and maybe one after that. The most refreshing thing I heard was the cooperation with the administration. His relationship with Secretary Mnuchin should give everyone comfort that there are grown-ups in the room that are figuring this out and are going to make sure that relief is coming for businesses and individuals.
Item two I want to talk about is the presidential race, and I know it's secondary to the immediate life that we have right now, but Senator Elizabeth Warren finally endorses Joe Biden this week. She's the last prominent Democrat to do so. Was she a month late and a dollar short? And while she says that she would like the VP slot, Ginny, how many progressives would she actually deliver?
So it doesn't make a ton of sense to me to pick Elizabeth Warren. At this point, if progressives stay home, I can't see that happening. There's so much energy in the Democratic Party because the despising Trump is so virulent. I think he needs to go with the governor. Who has risen to the occasion during this crisis are governors, whether it's Governor Whitmer in Michigan, Governor Raimondo. I think that's where he should go.
Jenny, what do you think about that? Again, a day late, a dollar short, and the VP slot itself for Senator Warren.
Well, remember, the Warren endorsement was determined by the Biden campaign, so it was their timing. Bernie Sanders went first, Barack Obama went second, Elizabeth Warren went third. But there are lots of breadcrumbs out there that lead you to believe she's on a very short list for VP, and I think that pick's going to happen a lot sooner. The fact is, she's had pandemic plans before anybody knew the word, and Barack Obama praised those plans a few weeks ago, which caught my attention. He did it in a tweet, followed up by the fact that when he endorsed Biden, he talked about structural change, which is Elizabeth Warren's phrase. And last but not least, both Barack Obama and Elizabeth Warren sent out a fundraising appeal for Biden to their email list, and it was Elizabeth Warren who raised the most money, more than Barack Obama did. So I think when you start looking at all these little hints and signals here, you'd be crazy not to think that Elizabeth Warren's not on a very, very short list for VP, because she will bring more progressives with her, most of the Sanders people, than anybody else.
Another political figure who's been making news this week on several fronts is U.S. Attorney Andrew Lelling. He's not only investigating the Holyoke Soldiers' Home, he also wants hospitals to report any hoarding of medical supplies. And State Judge Shelley Joseph is accusing him of political bias in her case. Is there a common thread here, do you think, Marianne?
Well, Lelling prides himself on being willing to go after anybody, and it's sort of laughable that hospitals are hoarding resources that they don't have. They want them desperately. So what would be good for Lelling to do is to investigate why Charlie Baker had to send the Patriots plane to China, why he had to send state troopers to JFK to get PPEs back here without the Homeland Security or the FBI intercepting him, and Richie Neal bailing out Bay State Health just last week or the week before, when the head of it had to drive to New Jersey, pay off the shipment, and they got stopped by the FBI, and it was Richie Neal who intervened to get the 2 trucks of PPEs here. So to me, this sounds like the mob in the form of the Trump administration handling PPEs like it's some kind of commodity that's going to be given on political points, not who needs it. So Lelling should investigate that, frankly.
Ginny, do you see a thread here about all the things that Lelling seems to be doing publicly?
Well, look, I worked for someone who was U.S. Attorney in Massachusetts and went on to higher office Bill Weld. And so it's not unheard of, and perhaps he has his sights set on some political office down the road. But there's a thin line between demagoguing and good politics and policy, and he's got to be careful not to cross it.